You already know the manipulated version of the void conflict, twisted by the lying hypocrite known as Patro. But it's important to point out that this version is fabricated, and today we will show you the true face of each of them. Patro, Rikers, Raven, Narciars, Torsion, the biggest losers and manipulators in the Polish community. The video about the Void Patro War, prepared by Patro himself, starts with him claiming he will try to remain objective. Unfortunately, he failed miserably, and we will prove why later in this material. He also says that there's nothing wrong with losing, and that we should admit defeat. Well, Patro, there's nothing wrong with losing. Those are your own words. In his latest video, Patro fights against Stas Gang and many others. Strangely enough, during that time a few battles were also fought by SPRS and the New Yachty clan. Patro encountered them twice, and both times he quit after just a few minutes once he was locked at the spawn. So why? Patro, don't you show those recordings? Why don't you release the full footage of our battles? You call your videos the truth, but what kind of truth requires 20 hours of editing and cutting out your worst moments? Why did you take 2 battles against Void, which lasted around 6 hours in total, and turn them into only a 14-minute video? Why do you never release a clear list of the rules you supposedly fight by? Patro is the kind of manipulator who uses social media to twist your worldview. Has it never crossed your mind why he avoids live battles with real rules? Of course, he excuses it with private matters and real life. Yet every week he uploads new episodes of fights against 12-year-olds in Simple Sandbox 2. Why does he refuse a fair live battle with rules, claiming he has no time, and then goes after Polish kids who can't even defend themselves? I repeat the invitation, Patro, come to a live battle, bring whoever you want to help you. Everything will be streamed on YouTube. Patro is not only a hypocrite and a manipulator, but he also doesn't even understand the concept of clans in this game. He complains that Bartosz called for backup, but let me remind you, at that time Bartosz was a member of Void, the very clan that humiliated you so badly that you rage quit servers the moment you saw their veterans. What exactly did you expect after attacking one of our members? For you, this war was your entire life. But for us, you didn't even exist. You weren't fighting us, you were hiding all along. Bartosz was part of Void, so of course he received support from the clan he belonged to. Don't try to paint us as the aggressors. Instead of talking to Void leaders about the matter with Bartosz, you decided to launch an attack. When you couldn't accept defeat, you started provoking on YouTube because you aren't capable of real fighting. Instead, you'd rather spend all your free time after work editing videos, rather than actually battling. You claim we only won because of spawned vehicles, but Patro, your team were the hosts. Why didn't you disable the option to spawn vehicles? And let me show you the real rules, created by Incitement, someone who has achieved far more than you, not only in this game, but also in real life. Every time a war is declared or a battle is organized, clear rules are set. If no rules are set, then the fight is carried out under the general rules established by a 200-person Polish community. If you really cared about your viewers, you would use those rules. Instead, you never mention in your videos what rules you play by, and you never show the full battles. Show your viewers every fight against Void, unedited, from the very start until the moment you leave the server. Later, Patro shows our private messages where I invited him to a duel and to a battle. How else are we supposed to wage war in this game? You keep fighting 12-year-old kids here all the time, but suddenly when someone competent challenges you to a real fight, it becomes harassment. And why did you block Yoda? I thought the truth was supposed to defend itself. I didn't block anyone, especially after I was the one who started this conflict. You claimed you wanted peace, but when I offered it, you refused. Stop playing the role of the victim. If you were truly the victim, you would have accepted peace. Another clear example of your manipulation. You bring up comments you supposedly receive from our members. But of course, you deleted every inconvenient comment. Why do you remove the voices of people who disagree with you? That's how you manipulate your audience. You claim your videos are the truth, so why don't you let others speak? Communists also censored and silenced anyone who disagreed with them. Why are you doing the same thing? If you're truly spreading only truth without manipulation, then let your viewers express their opinions on the matter. That's how the world works. If you can't handle the fact that someone might disagree with you, maybe you should consider therapy. Talk to someone and get yourself treated. Because what kind of truth requires silencing everyone with a different opinion? Patro talks about his duel with Nikito and claims it was fake. But since the very beginning of the Void conflict, Patro has constantly been changing his nickname and account. At one point, he even used cheats, something Cavern has already proven, and I will include that footage in this video. Patro agreed to the duel because he thought he might somehow win and then humiliate his opponent, but it didn't go his way. That's why now he points out so-called mistakes that he himself created, just to cover up the fact that he's weak. I have already shown how he manipulates his viewers, and now he's doing the same thing again, twisting the story so he doesn't lose face in front of his audience. He even tries to dismiss criticism by pointing out that some accounts are newly created. But what does that even mean? Our members create alternate accounts to upload videos about you simply because they didn't have YouTube accounts before. Not everyone spends as much time online as you do. Later, he mocks us for behaving properly, like decent people. But Patro, what you are doing is illegal, and you are breaking Polish law with your content. We will of course provide the exact articles you have violated, and in line with our civic duty, we have reported you to the police. You distributed adult content on servers meant for children. You attacked and harassed underage players of this game. You used inappropriate language in your videos and incited hatred. All of this deserves justice, and that is why we have started mass reporting your account and your person by name and surname, because you are breaking the law. It's not enough that you manipulate your viewers. Now you even mock people who demand justice for someone who repeatedly violates the law.
to się nie dzieje naprawdę! To się nie dzieje naprawdę, kurwa! Ja pierdolę!
Tyle możliwości, kurwa jebana. Jak byłyby lata 90, bym był, kurwa, jednym z głównych przemytników. Co się, kurwa, walczysz, kurwa? Nie twoim pasem! Ja pierdolę, wkurwiałem mnie ci ludzie.
Za 3 kilometry.
O ty też, ja Tyle możliwości, kurwa jebana. Jak byłyby lata 90, bym był, kurwa, jednym z głównych przemytników. Co się, kurwa, walczysz, kurwa? Nie twoim pasem! Ja pierdolę, wkurwiałem mnie ci ludzie.
Za 3 kilometry.
O ty też, ja Tyle możliwości, kurwa jebana.
A pierdolę, jebać kurwa, jebać wyruchała, kurwa. Kukle to jest dramat kurwa, kurwy, ruchał w dupę, kurwa dyma, kurwa karakan, jebany kurwa idioci, ja mam to w piździe kurwa, wypierdolę, kurwa debile, kurestwo, kurwy w dupę jebanych, kurwa, popierdoleńców, kurwa, chuje, jebać, ruchać, kurwów, dziękuję, wyłącz ten
Before we get to the main point of this video, I need to show you a few embarrassing clips captured thanks to the leaders of Void, Ares, and SPRS. And warning, this is going to hurt, especially for the two clowns of the scene, Toxic and Patro. In the first clip, we witness peak cowardice. Toxic literally begs the host to kick Yoda the moment he sees him on the server, like a scared little kid. Yoda, to show he's serious, even changes his name to "Don't kick me, I just want to fight Toxic." The guy is asking for a 1v1, but of course Toxic doesn't know the meaning of honor. It starts as a 2v1, Toxic and his loyal lapdog Bartosz versus Yoda. And guess what? Nothing. Even together, they can't handle a retired Void veteran. Then it turns into a 1v1 between Yoda and Toxic. The result?
Absolute destruction, 21h08.
And let's be clear, it wasn't a fair fight. Toxic was hiding behind props and spamming RPG 3.0 with boosted damage. If not for that cheap setup, Yoda would have crushed him 30:0 without breaking a sweat. Then Panda joins the server, another Void veteran, now a solid member of Honor, and fires a single rocket at Toxic. And what does Toxic do? As expected from a devoted Patro fanboy, he instantly cries about 2v1 being unfair. Funny, considering he started the battle on a 2v1 advantage himself just minutes earlier. But you know what? At least Toxic fights, as pitiful as it is. Patro doesn't even do that. The guy resorted to cheats, hides behind fake nicknames, and avoids real fights like the plague. Instead of showing up, he lurks in the shadows like some desperate little rat. In conclusion, two so-called players, one coward, one cheater. Void makes it clear who's still running the scene.
Tamo num baile, prefia nessas cadelas. Vai, 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 porrinha, então fique esperto.
Já já tamo no baile, prefia nessas cadelas.
Vai, 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 porrinha, então fique esperto.
Já já tamo no baile, prefia nessas cadelas.
Vem que vai. Essa é a tropa do James, porrinha, então fique esperta.
Já já tamo no baile, prefia nessas cadelas.
Vai, 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 porrinha, então fique esperta.
Já já tamo no baile, prefia nessas cadelas.
Vai, 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 porrinha, então fique esperta. Vai, 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 já tamo nela. Novinha, então fique esperta.
Já já tamo no dela.
Essa é a tropa do James, porrinha. Tamo no baile, prefia nessas cadelas. Vai, 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 porrinha, então fique esperta.
Já já tamo no baile, prefia nessas cadelas.
Vai, 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 porrinha, então fique esperta.
Já já tamo no baile, prefia nessas cadelas.
Vem que vai. Essa é a tropa do James, novinha, então fique esperta.
Já já tamo no baile, prefia nessas cadelas.
Vai, vai, vai.
Toxic is the perfect example of how pathetic Patro's fans and supporters really are. Cowardly and weak. They start wars they're too soft to finish. They throw down challenges and then run the moment it gets real. Toxic literally runs from any server where he sees someone from Void or SPRS, or, like clockwork, turns on safe mode to avoid getting absolutely destroyed. One clip shows him at his finest, creating a server called Polska Anti-Void. Sounds bold, right? Too bad he immediately left the moment a Void veteran joined. XDDD. The guy stirs up drama, then vanishes the second it hits back. And that sums up all of Patro's little fanboys. No honor, no spine, no chance.
Deixa ela montar na minha garupa, deixa ela montar na minha garupa. Deixa ela montar na minha garupa, deixa ela montar na minha garupa. Que eu tô tipo Nina Bravanel, mandando a mídia se foder, batendo na cara da puta. Mandando a mídia se foder, batendo na cara da puta. Mandando a mídia se foder, batendo na cara da puta. Que eu tô tipo Nina Bravanel, mandando a mídia se foder, batendo na cara da puta. Mandando a mídia se foder, batendo na cara da puta. Mandando a mídia se foder, batendo na cara da puta. Que eu tô tipo Nina Bravanel, mandando a mídia se foder, batendo na cara da puta. Deixa ela montar na minha garupa. Eu tô tipo cabrinha, não sou mochilinha, sou piloto.
Tamo num baile, prefia nessas cadelas. Vai, 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 porrinha, então fique esperto.
Já já tamo no baile, prefia nessas cadelas.
Vai, 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 porrinha, então fique esperto.
Já já tamo no baile, prefia.
Quando ela rebola e te quebra, ela me estiga. Fenomenal, comercial.
Sabe que eu gosto quando você tá no grau.
Fenomenal, comercial.
Sabe
cadela. Vai, 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 então fique esperto.
Deixa já todo mundo pare prefia nessas cadelas.
Vai, 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 então fique esperto.
Deixa já todo mundo pare prefia nessas cadelas.
Whose online presence revolves mainly around the game Simple Sandbox 2. His content
Vem que vai, essa é a tropa do James Bond, então fique esperto.
Deixa já todo mundo pare prefia nessas cadelas.
Vai, vai,
much younger players, which some viewers may find questionable, considering the game's child-heavy community. Interestingly, Patro publicly admitted in a comment that he still lives with his mother. His explanation? Rent prices in Poland are too high. Let's take a quick look at the numbers. The average gross salary in Poland is around 9,000 Polish zloty.
vai, vai, então fique esperto.
Deixa já todo mundo pare prefia nessas cadelas. Prefia nessas cadelas.
Essa é a tropa do James
While it's possible to rent a room or a small apartment, starting at about 1,000 Polish zloty, this suggests that his living situation may have more to do with lifestyle preference than financial necessity. There have also been serious concerns regarding Patro's behavior on Polish Discord servers. Screenshots have surfaced indicating that he shared explicit content in these spaces. Additionally, it's worth noting that Patro only publishes videos during public holidays or weekends, suggesting an extremely tight connection to Simple Sandbox 2. While there's nothing inherently wrong with enjoying a game, it is unusual for an adult to invest so heavily in a title dominated by a younger player base. All of this paints a picture of a creator deeply immersed in a child-oriented game, who justifies his lack of independence with economic arguments that don't quite add up, while occasionally engaging in behavior that raises community concerns. According to community accounts and available footage, the battles between Void and Patro were often one-sided. Patro was frequently overwhelmed by superior numbers and coordination.
então fique esperto.
Deixa já todo mundo pare prefia nessas cadelas. Prefia nessas cadelas.
Vai, 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 então fique esperto.
Servers with limited slots and password protection, raising questions about his willingness to face open competition. His close associates, such as Toxic, reportedly played using safe mode, suggesting
Vai, 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 então fique esperto.
a cautious approach to gameplay.
Prefia nessas cadelas.
In his latest video, Patron showed a fight against a player named Bartosz, hosted on a 3-slot server where he teamed up 2 versus 1. Meanwhile, Void consistently held their battles on full 10-slot servers. The difference in transparency and fairness is hard to ignore. It's also worth mentioning that Yoda, the leader of Void, repeatedly invited Patro 1 to direct fair duels. Invitations that ended with Yoda being blocked without explanation. One has to wonder, why would a content creator who claims to have
taken down the strongest clan of 2025, avoid facing them directly? Another controversial moment came when Patro included only a snippet of Void's announcement in his video, omitting crucial context, namely that Yoda is dealing with a serious eye condition. Using someone's misfortune selectively to support your content is ethically questionable at best. The facts remain. Void successfully competed against top-tier clans such as Nova Union, even in extreme 40-hour-long wars. The idea that they would disband simply because of a single YouTuber seems far-fetched. At the end of this video, I'm making an official invitation to a fair, live battle in a series of live-stream duels. It's time to move from words to action.
Let's now move on to the narrative presented by Patro 1. Specifically, to certain inconsistencies and oversimplifications that could be seen as manipulations of the facts. The first example is a clip from his latest video, in which he suggests that he was the main reason for the downfall of the Void clan. To provide proper context, which Patro 1 omits entirely, let's take a closer look at Void's actual situation and conflicts. Void was a Polish-run clan that had a long-standing alliance with SPRS, structured somewhat like a union but operating on two separate servers. The clan had around 300 members, with over half of them active during activity tests. Void was engaged in major wars against clans like NU, GSSS, S4, LRN, Chin, ID, CCO, 69, and many smaller ones. It had over 40 regiments, including one called Honor, and alliances with AVS and ER. They were also a key force in the Ares Union, which included our 46 SPRS, AVS, ED, and Void, with Void representing the majority. Their battles typically lasted between 5 and 8 hours, with the longest one reaching 40 hours. In comparison, the entire history of conflicts with Patro 1 included only 3 battles over the course of a month, each lasting around 2 hours. The idea that such a large and organized clan shut down because of one YouTuber seems highly unlikely, especially considering that Void's leader, Yoda, publicly stated the real reason: serious eye problems that made it impossible for him to continue managing the clan. Running a group of this size requires significant leadership and experience, and not everyone is capable of continuing such an era at the same level. After Yoda's departure, no clear successor emerged who could maintain Void's dominance. The second questionable narrative involves Patro 1's repeated denial of cheating accusations and his tendency to respond with hostility when questioned about it. Instead of giving clear, calm answers, he often resorts to personal attacks or mocking language. This doesn't build trust, especially in a community where fair play and transparency are taken seriously. Patro 1 frequently speaks about maturity and superiority over his opponents, calling them mentally 10-year-olds. Yet, his reactions to criticism, like blocking comments or lashing out with personal insults, can come off as emotionally charged and lacking the composure one might expect from an intellectual high ground. There are more questionable claims and manipulations from Patro 1, and if he chooses to respond to this video, we'll be ready to address those points in future recordings. To sum it up, I'll leave it to you to decide what kind of creator Patro really is. As promised, I'm officially inviting you to a battle, Patro and his clan OPM, which interestingly defines itself as anti-Yoda despite being formed only after Yoda's retirement versus SPRS. Battle will be streamed live both on TikTok and YouTube. The rules? Up for discussion. Just comment below that you're in and I'll let Yoda know you're ready. After the main battle, we're also setting up 5 1v1 duels. First to 3 points each also live. No cuts, no edits, no hiding. If you truly are as great of a player as you claim to be, consider this your invitation. A 1v1 duel is the most honorable and fair form of competition. No excuses. We're offering clear terms, full transparency, and an open confrontation so everyone can witness actual skill, unfiltered and unedited. And just so you know, any further provocation on your part will only deepen this conflict. So maybe it's time to stop spreading false stories about Void shutting down. Especially since you're not even close to the level of the player who once ranked top 50 in Void's PvP rankings. Refusing this battle won't surprise. But to many, it might be a clear sign that behind the screen, it's just a crafted image, not real power in the game.
Essa é tropa do James novinha, então fique esperta.
Te chachadão no baile, prefia nessas cadelas.
Vai, novinha, então fique esperta.
Te chachadão no baile, prefia nessas cadelas.
Vai, novinha, então fique esperta. Vai, já tamo no ela. Novinha, então fique esperta.
Te chachadão no dela.
Essa é tropa do James novinha. Peça eu tô de Nike.
drink it. This is mine.
Gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de que é bela metida. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal. Desce, sobe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sobe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sobe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Peça eu tô de Nike, gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de que é bela mestiga. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau. De peça eu tô de Nike, gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de que é bela metida. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal. Desce, sobe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Peça eu tô de Nike, gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de que é bela mestiga. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau. De peça eu tô de Nike, gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de que é bela metida. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal. Desce, sobe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Peça eu tô de Nike, gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de que é bela mestiga. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau. De peça eu tô de Nike, gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de que é bela metida. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal. Desce, sobe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Peça eu tô de Nike, gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de que é bela mestiga. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau. De peça eu tô de Nike, gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de que é bela metida. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal. Desce, sobe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Peça eu tô de Nike, gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de que é bela mestiga. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal.
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de quebra ela metida. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal. Desce, sobe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Bagulho fenomenal,
Desce, sobe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
bagulho fenomenal,
Desce, sobe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
Dessa eu tô de Nike, gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de quebra ela me estiga. Bagulho fenomenal,
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau.
bagulho fenomenal,
Sabe que eu gosto e depois senta no grau. Tipo essa eu tô de Nike, gosto dessa menina, gosto quando ela rebola e de quebra ela metida. Bagulho fenomenal, fenomenal. Desce, sobe que eu gosto e depois.
Tamo num baile prefiando essas cadelas. Vai, porrinha, então fica esperto.
Já tamo num baile prefiando essas cadelas.
Vai, porrinha, então fica esperto.
Já tamo num baile prefiando essas cadelas.
Vem que vai. Essa é a tropa do James.